It's time for Peachy.
Hello friends, welcome to a brand spanking new episode of the AdReview. Now introducing your fabulous hosts, Peachy and Alex. Fasten your motherfucking seatbelts.
Hello people of YouTube and welcome to another episode of AdReview. Hope you've been well in our brief absence. Hopefully you've noticed that we're not taking as much absence as usual.
Our brief absence.
Get out my videos. Bye. No, come back. I love you. He's back, unfortunately. So this week we are going to be doing my bottom adverts.
I had fun with mine last time, so this should be...
Now it's time for my complaint fest rather than your complaint fest, and I think you'll find a couple of interesting topics get segued into in the course of this. So, shall we begin?
Let's go.
Okay, so first we have number 10.
Peachy, for fuck's sake, I do the numbers on this show, not you. Number 10.
Young man, there's no need to feel blue. I said, hey now, car insurance is due. You could save yourself a fortune. Confused.com. Compare insurance at confused.com. Saving money at confused.com. Confused.com. We'll compare your price. You could get a good deal. You could choose any brand you feel. Confused.com. Hey there, found a place you can go. You just click here, and in no time at all you could save on home insurance. Compare insurance at confused.com. Saving money at confused.com. We'll compare your price. You could get a good deal. You could choose any brand on confused.com.
I'm sure a few people could have clocked that at least one confused.com advert would be on this countdown because they're fucking terrible.
They're
Let's
kind
be
of
real.
ubiquitous, like they show up pretty much all the time. There was a long time where you just see nothing but these fucking confused.com adverts.
See, my thing with this one, it takes YMCA, that's a gay anthem, and it's all about, you know, not being homeless, going to the YMCA, checking yourself out, having a good time, and it converts it into a thing for car insurance. Plus, the actual cadence of the song, YMCA, it's very clear cut. It's not chopping up a word and forcing it into confused.com. It's like, it's very choppy and changey. It doesn't mix.
But, Sarah, you missed out a really important part. Confused.com! How it keeps having these guys come up every 2 seconds and yell it at the screen, and it's just like the most annoying and jarring thing. Like it breaks it up really badly. I've put,
and she pulls an entire car out of her vagina.
like
what?
The whole lady, right? That's their logo that they had prior.
She's called Cara Confused, apparently.
Oh fuck's sake!
She's got a name.
But like her, they've had her for the logo since before they did these adverts. This weird confused looking head with crazy hair.
Yeah.
And they turned that shitty logo into their mascot.
Main character.
They're like, this is who we're going with. And it's like, who really cared enough for that character to stick with it? It's such a shit art style, and I put style in quotation marks because it's really poor.
It's barely a style.
It just looks so ugly.
Anyone could doodle someone with squiggly hair going.
That is
confused.
A cartoon. If someone read what a cartoon was in a book.
Yeah.
Just big eyes, circle bodies, and it's just shite. It's shite, and it's weirdly sexualized. There was that other fucking advert where they were all
with the bouncing boobs and everything.
Stuff.
Yeah, I didn't want to include that one because the song really grinds me in this one the most, but that's just me anyway. Anything you'll find, this is a recurring theme among a lot of them. Anything to do with misused songs gets me going.
That's very true. Yeah.
Number 9.
How, dear brother of mine, am I supposed to study this book on really hard maths when you insist on playing this modern music so loud? Now make yourself useful and pour me some frosted shreddies, you monkey-brained idiot!
wicked stuff on frosted shreddies and cocoa shreddies that makes them just too tasty for geeks. Frosted shreddies and cocoa shreddies, too tasty for geeks.
Well, this advert was made in the year 2000, and it's a throwback to when actually being a geek was something you could get picked on and bullied for, as I can attest to in my actual life.
Yep, same here.
Yeah, it's before the whole Big Bang Theory, geek culture is so cool, I'm such a geek girl kind of thing. Like,
I read a book once. I'm such a geek. Ha 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 ha. But It's a bit like, what fucking bizarre world does this advert come from where geeks are the ones doing the bullying?
Yeah, it's very, very strange. And I've got a little bit of an anecdote about this one. I was 8 years old at the time this commercial was screened, right? I wrote a letter of complaint to Nestle about this advert when I was 8 years old, because I said it was discrimination. And if that doesn't tell you everything you need to know about me, then I think... I don't know what else to tell you.
Like just the whole, like, him coming in going like, turn this modern music on. He's like fucking 5 or 6 or something. Why the fuck would he be like that?
Just whoever thought of this advert just needed to get their head out their arse and just maybe not promote bullying so much more, because this was just a very big misstep for Shreddies.
And they had a bunch of them too. There was loads of these.
And on a more surface level, their voices are fucking annoying.
Too tasty for geeks.
Yeah. God, just no, please.
Number 8.
What are you up to? Just getting the bus. Or are you going to bingo?
Wait for a bus, but are you gonna bingo? Go Blackpool, but are you gonna bingo? Stand in the field, but are you gonna bingo? All I wanna know is, are you gonna bingo? But are you gonna bingo? Glad rags, but are you gonna bingo? Gossip mags, are you gonna bingo? Tea bags, but are you gonna bingo? But are you gonna bingo? Are you gonna bingo?
Everyone's a winner with Sun Bingo. Spend £10 and get a guaranteed prize every day.
It's so grating. How can you not get annoyed by this advert? And the fact that it's repeated on YouTube so much is just...
I hate bingo. I hate the sun. And I'm not really fond of chav stuff either. It basically takes like every fucking
trope in the book we hate,
that I don't like, and melds it into one thing. And
it's kind of like, oh, it's funny because she's a fat white woman trying to do grime.
Yeah, and you can imagine that person that you might know at work.
Plus, why does she say, like, what are you doing? You're waiting at the bus stop with him, man, you fucking ignorant bitch.
It's like, oh, do you gamble? And it's like, no, not really.
You should. It's proper good, like. Really proper good. You can win some dosh.
But you can imagine, like, the person, you might know them at work. The same person who maybe likes Gogglebox really likes this advert because they can just quote it and not know anything.
And you're going to bingo. You can win some dosh.
Just fucking like a brainless moron.
And they probably read The Sun as well.
Yeah.
So, it's a trifecta of crap.
And it tries to be like a meme. You can tell they're really trying to force this as like a thing.
Just not good. Fuck The Sun as well. Fuck Rupert Murdoch.
It's shite.
Number 7.
There's a mountain of money being set aside by banks to pay back PPI, possibly missold to you and I. Yet many people have done nothing about it. Can you really afford not to find out if you're owed up to £7,000? It's your money. So if you're nervous, unsure, or simply don't know, call Gladstone Brooks now and we'll guide you through the process. After all, it's what we do. Call today on 08000 46 36 36.
Gladstone Brooks.
Honestly, the guy that presents these is just such a twat. There's another one where he's like, oh, PPI, not interested.
Yeah.
Like, as if it's really offensive to him. Like,
how could you not care about PPI? What?
You pointless person.
What kind of a treacherous twat are you to not want to be interested in whatever the fuck PPI stands for?
In money. Payment Protection Insurance, why are you listening to him?
No, not really.
Does he even say payment protection insurance, or is
I don't
that
know.
just?
I think he just says of some of them pay up at PPI. The way he doesn't break eye contact with the camera is really weird.
It's awkward, and it was part of this plague of adverts that would just have every ad break filled with PPI, solicitors, injury lawyers, and then the occasional bingo advert in between it all. So you know you can sue people, get your money, spend your money on bingo. And
we talk as if it's done, like there's still PPI adverts that never end.
They are going to be wrapping it up soon, so hopefully you won't see any plagues of this anymore. And it's just terrible, because you know for a fact that they take a big percentage of the actual claim that you make, so it's just not worth doing. If you I don't want to sound like a PPI salesman here, but if you want to do it your fucking self. Don't hire middlemen companies like Gladstone Brooks to do it. They're in it for the money.
They're just scum-sucking parasites. And then to finish off our points, there's that fucking jingle.
Gladstone Brooks.
And the volume is like really like fucking peaked.
Yeah,
as well.
It's so it's
the entire bit's like PPI, and it's just Gladstone Brooks.
Bring, bring.
Number 6.
At Secret Escapes, you can get up to 70% off luxury hotels. Keep that to yourself. Even the best hotels don't want empty beds. That's strictly between us. Secret Escapes handpick their hotels and guarantee their members the best rates.
Who are you talking to, darling?
No one. Shh, quick, go, go! Join the worst kept secret in luxury travel. Secret Escapes.
This is just an attack on the senses. Every time you watch TV and someone wants to whisper like this, it's very annoying and it gets on your fucking nerves.
I have a question to the subscribers of this YouTube channel. How would you like it if we recorded the rest of this episode?
Whispering.
Like this.
Like, and whispered everything that we say.
Welcome to Peachy's AdReview, where we're talking about adverts.
No, I can't even do it. No, we have to stop that. I can't assault people on this channel.
I don't know if it's just us, but we find whispering very annoying.
Yeah.
In like general.
Very grating.
It's just very irritating, especially coming from a TV.
Plus, she is so fucking smug and middle class, and it's like, oh, keep that to yourself. It's a fucking broadcasted advert, you absolute prick.
I was feeling quite bad because I put in my notes, I put smug, and I also put rich people. And I thought, is that just me being a bit... But then you've said the exact same thing.
She's painfully middle class. And at the end, where the husband's like, are you okay? And she goes, go, go, go!
Get out of here,
it's like,
sure,
do you
kill
not think he would have heard that and ran in and been like, what the fuck?
Like his life was at risk.
Yeah.
It's
is your life at risk?
It's cringy as well. It's really cringy.
Yeah. It's just horrible.
Yeah.
Number 5.
I dreamed a dream in time gone by, when hope was high and life worth the living. I dreamed that love would never die. I dreamed that God would be forgiving. But the tigers come at night, with their voices soft as thunder, as they tear your hope apart, as they turn your dream to shame. Still I dreamed he'd come to me, that we would live the years together. But there are dreams that cannot be, and there are storms we cannot weather. I had a dream my life would be so different
Set yourself free with new Freeview Play. Get on demand and catch up TV, all without subscription.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Give it to her.
Let me just
lay it on her.
I love Les Miserables, and you know this about me.
I do.
I am a musical snob when it comes to Les Miserables. This is horrific to me. This grates on every single nerve in my body. For one, Fantine is a prostitute who sells her hair, and in the movie version sells some teeth, and gives up all of her pride, and this is the song she sings before she does all that. And it's being manipulated for fucking Freeview Play, which doesn't even fucking exist anymore as far as I know. It's all about lost hope and dejection and feeling like your life is about to fucking... Well, it feels like your life has ended, but you have to still go on while being dead. But this is about a fucking TV subscription service. And the way they changed the lyrics at the end. Now we can live the dream I dream. Fuck off! Actually, fuck off! It ruins the poignancy of everything. Now life has killed the dream I dreamed. One of the strongest lines in musical theatre. Fucking shot on from an abysmally high height. Fuck Freeview. I need a sip.
Do you need a second?
I need a sip of water.
I was just going to say,
God.
On a positive note.
No, it doesn't deserve any positives. The animation's good. You know what?
I was about to say the animation's okay.
You know what? What pains me the most, this could be an okay advert. If they didn't fucking use this song!
Freeview shit too. I just want to put out Freeview shit. And what is this weird, like, George Orwell type world they're living in, where like your TV service runs the government?
Oh, God.
Remember back in 2015 or whatever when Virgin TV took over the UK?
Don't even make a joke about that, because Richard Branson is taking over the UK. Just fuck me. This advert insults me.
My favourite was the bit where he jumps through the thing that says the future of television. All I could think of was with the fucking dawn of Netflix and on demand. TV has no fucking future.
Yeah, it's dead. This is
death.
their alternative. They're actually conforming to it. They're betraying the whole message of the advert and conforming by providing one of these subscription services.
Yeah.
So their advert's pretty much a moot point. And they fucking insulted Les Mis while they went at it. Why did they have to do that? You can tell how heated I'm getting about this.
I bet you all the viewers, just before you've started this rant, will be watching that advert and going, "Hey, this isn't so bad."
Look, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for yelling. I shouldn't get this heated about adverts, but they shot on something that I hold very dear to my heart.
Sometimes, like, I think these things just touch nerves that are specific.
This was they didn't just touch my nerve. They sawed with a ragged, rusty blade into a very sensitive nerve. So, fuck.
Alright.
Les Mis.
Alright.
If you haven't seen Les Mis, go and watch it. Just fucking ignore that this advert existed and go and watch it.
Number 4.
I'm pregnant.
Really?
2 weeks.
You already went to the doctor?
Not yet.
I took this Clearblue test.
Oh my god, I think I want to cry.
Only Clearblue is as accurate as an ultrasound at dating your pregnancy. Weeks indicator. Only from Clearblue.
Look, just hear me out a second. I'm gonna cry.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, you couldn't have reached those pictures.
I can't speak too much for this, but I can speak by proxy, I suppose.
Look, you don't get these kind of things on your YouTube. This is targeted marketing. Because I'm a woman, and obviously women only exist to get pregnant.
Yeah.
I have to have pregnancy adverts.
I get football, gambling, and video games.
And the army. Don't forget the army, because you have to die if you're a man.
The army. You get Clearblue.
I get pregnancy.
But only Clearblue. Clearblue and bingo.
God, so just gamble and get pregnant. You know, what a fun life we lead.
It's just that.
Oh, glory is the life I lead.
It's just that weird mystical advert land where everything's white and middle class, and two people.
And everything sounds really scripted.
And it's like, oh, I'm pregnant, and then in real life you'd go, oh,
I'm pregnant.
You'd go, what are you going to do about it? It'd be like a serious discussion. And it's like, oh my god, I'm going to cry. And yeah, it's like sexist targeted adverts. Like, what if you don't want a fucking baby? What if you...
like me, I don't intend to have children.
What if your
soon.
interests are like...
Which grates me even more, because it just feels like, oh, this is for you.
Like,
it's like, no, it's not. Really, I'm fine. Just stop.
At least I get advertisements for other things. You seem to get nothing but this.
Yeah. It's on almost every time that I try to watch something on YouTube, and it makes me want to cry.
Number 3.
Oh, how'd the casting go? Well, it was a complete waste of time. I think they were looking for somebody a little bit more glamorous.
To play a gnome?
Yeah, well, the girl he cast was absolutely gorgeous.
Oh, well, he probably fancied her, didn't he?
But she was all like, oh, look at me, I'm so beautiful.
Yeah, no, exactly. And then he was like...
Stop it.
No, keep going.
Bake yourself silly with Maltesers. Buy any special pack and help us raise £1 million for comic relief.
You know what? I actually think Maltesers are trying to bury this one into the annals of history, because this took a lot to find. And that's why I've got the really shitty VideoSoft thing watermark in the middle, because I had to physically pry this from a website. So do I even need to say why this one's bad? Well, I'm going to anyway. It's sexist. It's women putting down other women, which I am not a fan of, and it's also kind of against the Maltesers message, because in their recent ones they're all disability friendly, women friendly, like female positive. This is like, oh, she's a fucking slut.
But they're all shit. Even the ones that have a better message, they're all shit. None of them are good.
I'm not a fan of the tactics that they use.
I don't fucking know a Maltesers advert that isn't shit. They're all really annoying, and they all have the same like couple of women with these annoying voices. Like,
and this was on all the time as well. I think there's a thing with overplaying and just the fucking shut up. Just stop. Put down the cakes. Just eat the cakes so that you shut up. Just stop.
They could have just had someone eating a Malteser and going, yum, this is great. And
no. That's no.
Too simple. I don't know, like, you know, remember those adverts where it's like a woman in a bath and she's eating chocolate and it's like, oh, it's great. And
you mean the flake adverts?
Yeah, just fucking
iconic.
Something like that. You know, Maltesers are nice. You don't really need a shit joke. You don't need to do anything more.
No, you don't.
They kind of sell themselves.
And you certainly don't need some kind of, oh, don't like her, she's a slut. That's just do better, Maltesers. Do better. You're tasty, but do better on your adverts.
Number 2.
Am I going to live?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Can I still work?
Probably.
Could wine make me hurt myself?
So it's an eating disorder?
I think so.
Am I to blame?
Will I ever get better?
Will people stare at me?
Would they say that guy is nuts?
Do you even know what this one is?
No.
Could telling my boss help?
Might it make me feel like a failure?
Would life be a bit easier if I wasn't part of it?
Mental health problems affect 1 in 4 of our customers, of our staff, of everyone.
Anorexia. Wow.
Let's get it out in the open. Lloyds Bank, by your side.
At number 2, it's a shit banking advert. Dun, 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 dun.
A British bank exploits mental health. No, seriously. Moving away from Mr. Banks, who is delightful.
That on the brain.
I've had that on the brain.
Sarah's had that
inexplicably.
On the brain.
Back to the advert. It's not actually a bad advert, but we saw this in the cinema, and my reaction to you was probably the most pure expression of rage ever.
I didn't get the rage as much. I thought,
Look,
this is alright.
Let me just explain the rage.
Convince me.
why the fuck do Lloyd's Bank need to put their little shitty horse ident at the end of it? No one gives a shit. No, this should be centred on how to break stigma. Instead, it just presents a load of scenarios about stigma, a load of misconceptions, but does nothing to break them apart from deliver a little bit of pathos. And then at the end, it just slaps a bank's tag on.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, this bank is by your side. This advert likes people with mental health issues. This bank completely doesn't drive people to suicide because of debt problems.
That's
true.
That's true.
This bank doesn't.
It's quite cynical because there's like a wave of change in the air lately about like mental health and other things. Really, lots
it needs
of
to speed up. Let's just say it does need to speed up a little bit, and the world needs to get up to speed.
But it doesn't help to have big corporations and banks backing it.
This wouldn't be in my list if it was a charity advert. This would probably be in my favourites list if it was a charity advert.
It's because of the source that it comes from.
Yeah, it's completely corrupting the message.
I find the inclusion of Paxman and Professor Green a bit
cheap.
A bit like celeb culture. Like, oh, I know them.
Instead of,
they may well have, depression or whatever. And
I think I read somewhere that Professor Green did struggle with like traumatic stress or something like that.
So they probably thought to themselves like, this will be good. But it seems a little bit like,
it seems
cheap.
like opportunistic. I can't think of the right word for it. It's exploiting. There's
something that, again, it's like it hits a nerve. There's something a bit.
It's very close to the bone for me, and to be honest, I would have much rather if it broke some of the stigma and maybe gave like a helpline or a way out to someone who's struggling with these issues. Because if someone with mental health watching this and goes, "Oh my god, I can relate to this," it just says there's a bank and a hashtag.
That's true.
Like that's it. There's
it's
nothing
quite
else.
Cynical, and
it's style over substance. That's
maybe it
the
wouldn't
main
be so
crux of it.
bad if the Lloyd's logo in the end bit was like in a corner.
Yeah,
Like if they played down how much they were involved in it.
Fair enough if they funded it. Don't put this. I can't even get my words out. I'm so mad.
Don't put
the centre of focus on Lloyd's Bank because that's not what it's about.
But speaking of cynical and manipulative, let's move on to number 1.
Number 1.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba, your dad is dead. Exploiting childhood grief.
That was the exact same thing ran through my head as well.
Yeah, it's so like let's move it to a serious note here. It's a very sick marketing tactic to try and play on a kid who's lost his dad, who presumably never met his dad.
Yeah,
because he's asking all about him, and it's just. Plus, his dad picks the shittest burger on the menu. Like, do you really want to look up to a guy who picks a filet-o-fish off the McDonald's menu? Like, fucking, I can think of better things.
Just the whole thing is.
Give me a 20 nugget box any day, man.
It was like her going, like, oh yeah, his father had nice shoes and he was really neat and tidy. But you, son, no,
you're a dick.
You're a failure, a chav, who's not very good at football. and has poor taste in girls.
Well, it's just so manipulative, like to the nth degree. It's just. Ugh.
Well, it's like the banking advert, the Lloyd's Bank one. It's like
this could have been okay if it was like a helpline for grieving kids.
Yeah.
Or like, Childline or something like that. Like talk to someone, process your feelings. But instead it's for selling hamburgers. Well, selling fish burgers, which aren't very nice.
I have a conspiracy theory, so I'm going to put my Alex Jones hat on for a second.
This is InfoWars with Alex
Jones.
Not
Jones. How does he talk?
McDonald's!
McDonald's!
It's a conspiracy! They're going to poison your children with their filet of fish! They're going to turn them gay!
Right.
Ah!
Enough of that.
Enough of ripping on Alex Jones. No apologies, because he's a cunt.
I was just going to say, and you can... Maybe I'm onto something here, but is it just me, or, adverts almost encroaching on the territory of public information films a little? Like, they're kind of stealing ideas from them?
Yeah, you could be onto something here.
Because, look, this plays...
It's your conspiracy, things that I don't like.
Look, this plays like a PIF until McDonald's enters the scene.
Yeah.
This could have been an advert for... It could have ended with his dad was killed in a car crash. Look at what you've done to him, or whatever. But instead, it goes, it's blah, 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 my dad is dead, and...
You are onto something. You just cracked the fucking
The
code.
same one before could have been an advert for, fucking...
You just fucking
Samaritans.
You broke the magician's code, man. You fucking masked magicianed me out there.
And before it had, mental health, it could have been Samaritans, but instead it was fucking Mr. Banks.
Yeah. No, you've tapped into something quite interesting there, and even I didn't clock it, so well done. You've decoded my disliking of adverts.
Well, there you go. Now you know why it rubs you so wrong, because adverts are monetizing what you enjoy as a public service.
Yeah. That's part of the reason why I hate YouTube as well. They're trying to monetize
exactly, yeah,
things that I love. But enough about that. So ending with McGrief.
McGrief and a bit of muck shock and muck realizations.
McDead Dad.
McDead Dad.
McDeath.
Can I get a grief sharing box? I'm sorry.
It's seasoned with tears. So let's wrap this episode up. I hope you've enjoyed my choices. I hope you've enjoyed my several spiralling rants and inexplicable swerves into Mr. Banks from Mary Poppins, which I still can't explain, but hey, let's just roll with it. So we will see you for the next episode very soon.
See you later.
See you later, people. Bye for now.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this third episode of AdReview. Don't forget to subscribe and watch the other episodes in this series.